Toxic people, I'll repeat, toxic people, get rid of them. Okay, so today's video I want to talk about 6 traits that you will see or notice in toxic people. And these 6 traits that I'm going to talk about, you might see them in some, and you won't see all 6, but there has to be 6 of these toxic traits in toxic people. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I talk about anything I want, but at least helpful. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate. I'm on my way to 10,000 subscribers. So, number 1 trait that you should be careful of in toxic people, that you observe in toxic people, is the I don't care mentality. Not that you should care about what people think about you. Yes, I understand. You shouldn't care about what people think about you, but you should be concerned if it's something to do with your character. Okay, if it's something to do with your plans, you shouldn't care, obviously, because there's some people that want to kill your dreams. But most of the toxic people, they've got the I don't care mentality. This is a mentality that no matter what advice you can give them, if they want to make a bad decision to hurt you, a decision that will hurt you, they're going to do it anyway without even looking at the consequences. You can advise saying, oh, you shouldn't do this. They don't care. Okay, they've got the I don't care mentality. Okay, and you being around such person, you're going to be greatly affected, because it means even if they decide to fight someone today, they're going to do it anyway, no matter what you do. They've got the I don't care mentality. Okay, the second trait of toxic people is that they are not afraid to lose good people. Okay, have you ever been in a relationship with someone who doesn't care to lose you? You are nothing to them. Okay, so they don't treasure you at all. They do anything they want. They've got that mindset that's telling them, no. I don't need no one, and I don't beg no one. Not only that you have to beg for anyone, but they have got that mindset that they're not afraid to lose great people. You understand? You can even wonder, God can bring a man into a woman, for example, who is toxic. They don't care about what that man says. They don't care about losing that man. They'll do everything they want in their way, and no one in the world can change them. Okay? They have got that mindset. They have got that mentality, and that's a toxic mentality. Okay? As a person, no matter what relationship you're going to be in, make sure you're flexible to change. Okay? If your friend says, I don't like this, make sure that you work on it, and that's what will reduce and avoid confusion. The third trait you see in toxic people is unforgiveness. You can do something wrong to them 10 years ago, they will still remember. They will still remind you. Every time you quarrel, hey, you did that 10 years ago, you did that 20 years ago. They will never forget you. They will never forget that little mistake you did. And these are people that have got great mistakes themselves, but they don't look at their mistakes, they look at other people's mistakes. So you understand? They will still remind you of their life. They'll remind you of what you did wrong. Okay? That's a toxic mentality. Leave that person who is like that. Okay, that's number 3. They have got their forgiveness spirit, a spirit that is unforgiving. And the fourth one is that, how can I say, their jealousy on other ways of other people's success. Okay, one of the trait of toxicity is jealousy. They don't want to see others progress. Okay, every time they see others progress, they've got something bad to say about someone's progress. They can't just celebrate someone's progress. There's that jealousy within them that says, should be me. Anyone you notice someone that is not acknowledging, giving you good advice or kudos concerning what about your life or anything like that, they don't want you to see succeed, they don't want you to get promoted, they're toxic. Leave that person immediately, okay, with immediate effect. One thing about toxic people is that the more you entertain them, they are happy because it's their nature to be toxic, but you'll be affected because you're not toxic. You'll always be affected, you'll always be depressed staying under such kind of a person. Okay, that's the 4th one. And the 5th trait, play the victim role. Okay, they are always victims. You may have a quarrel or conversation, they're always victims. They'll cry. as if you did something wrong, but you're just trying to correct them. Obviously, they will cry, they will play victims. You're doing this to me, you're that, you're bad. You try to make them understand, no, what I was trying to say is this, but they'll just cry, they'll play victim. You're a bad person. They are defensive. Meaning that victim ability they have in them now makes them defensive. Now they start to defend themselves, to retaliate against you, something like that. So that's a fifth trait of a toxic people. Anyone you see that plays victim, you know they are really wrong, but they just can't acknowledge. They push the blame to you. That's a toxic mindset, and you should get away from that person immediately after watching this video. And the last trait, this number 6 trait of toxic people, is that they can't be corrected. They can't be corrected or directed. It's impossible to give someone advice who's toxic, because they'll always have a better reason for doing things, unfortunately. Oh, why did you wear yellow instead of red? We all agreed that we should all wear red. They will always find a reason to why they didn't put on red. You try to correct them, it's an issue, okay? Anyone you can't correct in your life, they are not qualified to be part of your life. Leave that relationship, leave that friendship immediately. Toxic people will draw you backwards 100 steps, okay? The moment you leave a toxic person, you go forward 100 steps. It's because they always hinder your progress, okay? Once you notice this stress in the person, don't bother to stay. You've already noticed them. Those things cannot change. That's how they are here. They are just toxic. You leave, find a healthy relationship that will be beneficial to you. Anyways, this is Lesson DM. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I talk about whatever I want, like I said. Kudos. Subscribe, leave a comment. Love you guys.